Pick one. Time for all the usual setup. Feel free to jump ahead a couple minutes in the stream later if you're watching this later for some reason. But you don't want to see me live. I understand. Game dev is not for everyone to watch live, I guess. I'm of course not even remotely set up. Perfect, perfect. So let me get all that together. Picked up like 5 wish lists yesterday. Pretty successful day for me. It's hard to get wish lists. You just gotta tell everyone, like their grandmother and their second cousin, and just tell everyone. And keep telling them. Like tie them to a chair, use duct tape, make it happen. That's how you teach them that your game exists and they should buy it. It has to be like digital duct tape, because obviously you're not going to everyone's house. That's a lot of effort. Also illegal, don't do that. But hey, you know. Feels like that's about what it takes these days. I should at least start with all the sites open to save time, because I just got to open every site and gets all the back ends of everything. Instead I got to chatting about Hopper Child of Alara instead on Commander deck. For people who just want to see the world burn. Oh. I thought I'd give me a shout out. Nice. Well, if you're watching, thank you, Valiant. Thank you, Valiant. Also, can you tell the kick was, suddenly showing up in the background? A little kick back end where it likes to unmute itself. It's an endless battle with that thing. I got this. Let me get my business thingy up so I can copy paste the same wish list thingy. So everyone and their grandmother will wish list my game. That's right, if your grandmother likes games, and even if she doesn't, just wish list it for her, she'll thank you for it. She probably has no idea what you're doing. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. It's fine. All right. Where was I? I believe I solved the problem with this grate thing by simply replacing it, because I couldn't figure out what was different about this grate. Like there was, I went down the list, I couldn't find a single thing that was different. So I just replaced it. The one underwater was being destroyed by the water. I didn't give it water immunity. I didn't think about it, but it's actually governed by the same... All the destroyables have are destroyed by water, so they return to where they're at. Just all the puzzle items as well. Unless the thing is supposed to exist underwater. But they were... First load's the worst load. They require that to be a thing, you know? It wasn't a part of the system that I was using until later, so... Have to add it in. Oh, it looks like Kick unmuted itself again. Why do you keep unmuting yourself, Kit? You're so annoying. And there's no reason. I literally click mute on it. I actually tell it to stop playing the video in the back end too. Just clicking mute wasn't good enough. Yeah, see, now it's here. I just duplicated the other one, the circular grate that was there, and swapped the meshes out, so this way it would just keep appearing. It would have the exact same options, because I just couldn't find a difference. I was missing something, obviously, but hard to say what. I still have to work on the circular water for the pipes. I think I want to keep the pipes going straight and not bent anymore. This also needs to be moved down. I need to make it a little better in general, but now I can still swim, which was the important thing. This is currently completely underwater because I didn't lower the water at all. Probably better. I realize the water in here also has to be triggered by the same buttons. Oh yeah, there's a weird issue with this water here that I don't quite get, where running it to the side of it actually worked that time. That was weird. It wasn't working before. It was just hitting something, but yeah, so I need to make this water tied to that water too. Which the system already exists for that, so I'm not too worried about that. Why, Kick? Why do you keep doing this? Just leave it at 0. Can I leave it at 0? I don't understand the back end of Kick at all sometimes. Yeah. This water might need to be lowered because unless there's always water in these pipes. Perhaps I have a separate water inside these pipes. I should literally ignore the other water and intentionally always have water, so these pipes are always full. In which case, then I can just have water coming into here and it wouldn't be such a big deal. So it's not like real water where you just dump it down a thing and it fills up the space. It's not how it works at all. So, you know. I also kind of want to put the post-process not on this system either. Put it on a Poppet, so this way it doesn't... If she just taps it with her feet, it doesn't do that. I probably have to. Because there has to be a bunch of different actors, and you can't have the whole overlap, you know, not overlap option work, because it'll hit one and then the next one that's right next to it will trigger in the wrong order, and suddenly you'll end up with that stuck there. Thanks for follow Visual Gambling Academy. He says right before him, it's probably some spam thing. Man, I become so jaded when it comes to follows on Kick. Yeah. Yeah, this water here, but this is actually... This is just a pool kill plane. This isn't even the... There should be another kill plane. I think I deleted it though. Unless it's not, let me load them all in. Maybe it's stuck in a different one. I don't know why it would be, but I guess I can load up the other ones and see if it brings it back. Wait for it to load everything. It will take a second, I assure you. But that's okay. You got it all there, buddy? Pal? Friend? No? There's a lot of things in the first chapter. It's the worst one to load for certain. It's okay, we'll do a little marketing while I wait. Oh, nope, it loaded them all. Well, isn't that something? Double check the various marketing thingies that are available. I don't know, Thursday's a really weak day. For purposes of how this works. I think I deleted it. Or did I? Let's see. Yeah, the kill cylinder. Yeah, kill cylinder, yeah. It's a child of the kill cube, so I don't have to worry about it. Keep good. It's not that great. Like, it's not the most accurate thing in the world, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, okay? Like, that's how it works. You just gotta do what you gotta do, because there's just no good way to pull this off. Yep, it's just a stretchy thing. Like a vomit slinky or something. It's like, bah. Oh yeah. I don't know why it's like vomit, but it's kind of just, you know, vomiting through the pipe here. The things we do to make stuff cool. I might want to rethink this setup. Because I don't really have the best way to... You can't really bend this unless I spline it. I guess I could have a water spline. I mean, I guess that's better than this other setup, is it? I mean... It might look better. Well, it can't be a spline necessarily. Well, could it? Because usually you don't want to leave splines in the world. Because they, every spot, space between a spline is another draw call. So you want to merge them into a static mesh as soon as you can, so that's no longer the case. Also, it's, you know, a spline's a blueprint, so it has to calculate every time, which is, you know, not what you want to do with your time. You would prefer it not to calculate every time. Hear me out on this one. It really is better if that's not what's happening. This doesn't even fit yet. It's still too small. Maybe 3.5? Yeah, it bends the sides. This... Man, that is going to cause some issues. So I really want the pipes to be straight for anywhere I'm going to do water. Like, I can bend them more if I want. If you're just going to run through them, that doesn't matter. But in this instance, it had better be as straight as possible. Is it just because these holes weren't as straight as each other? Is that what we're doing here? Because I can always re-straighten these holes. So it's over this way, which means I just have to move this. Alright. There must always be a problem, child. But for the illusion for this to work, I'm gonna have to play around a little. And do a little bit of life hating. The most important thing will be that I have to figure out exactly where these things are going to go, because there's 43 brushes and these always have to stay loaded and they're incredibly heavy, so it'll just tank my FPS, especially cylinders, because the cylinders each have 60 sides, so, you know, because I want it to be round. Anything less than 60 sides just doesn't do it, you know? I mean, it's not really actually round, but it's close enough that you really can't tell. I should actually just grab this one and move it over. It's already the right size. So let's say I move this to here. I'm just going to delete this one. I'll do it different. We're built different here. Yeah, I mean, it could ram into here and then go up. It's not really enough space for the pipe to go up, though. Not really. Unless the pipe was down some. I'll have to move this pipe up. It's the only way it can work. They're just a little too big for what we're doing here, isn't it? I mean, that's far enough down that it can work, kinda. Well, it's already in the ground, so I don't know about that. I want it to be here, ideally. I might just need to remake this wall and have it just pop out underneath. That'd be the most sensible. It's kind of fun to have a way to jump through here. But the simple reality is, it's not really measured in a very good way. We need to be up like here, and then this needs to be like here. We would have to go through this setup here. Even then, they don't really fit. Once it can kick, decides to unmute itself, but it knocked it to 2%. I don't know why it feels the need to play in the background. I'm not watching myself on there. It's just the back end to see make certain things are going on and find out who's following me and things, you know? Simple stuff. Yeah, I mean, for this to work, it's gonna have to be closer to like that. And that puts it in the ground though. I guess it doesn't really. So if I did like that, how... That just puts it in the ground. And this is the actual floor, so I can't really go any lower than it. It's more interesting if I don't just make it a straight shot, though, is the thing. but for the water to work in there, it has to be completely full. And this is already too high anyway, so I didn't even gain much out of that. We try it lower. I think I'm just gonna have to redo things. Also, you have to be able to make the jump too. That's another issue. Because I mean, that is an option too, where I just do this setup here, or this, and then just make it lower, and then I just have to have like ridges inside of the pipe to get up. I think that's what I have to do. I'll just contrive a method in there and that'll be fine. And then this just needs to be over like that. So I just got to figure out where everything's going to be right now, and then I can solidify it all together, and that will vastly improve performance. Is that right? No, it's got to go even farther over, it looks like. How close are we? Not that one. Click there, click here, thank you. Once again, it deleted the first portion of the spline, which is always annoying. Okay, so yeah, I just gotta keep moving it over until it matches that. Because I do not wish to redo this entire wall if I can avoid it. There's just a bunch of things going on there I don't want to redo. Alright, and this just gets moved over a bit. Let's get rid of the nav mesh on what I'm doing here. I still have to make water immune enemies and things like that. There's a bunch of crap that I need to do. I also need to decide if I'm gonna have pipes going to here or not. I probably will. It makes sense. Also, this isn't even, this is still a brush, so I can easily just ram something through it. Solve all my problems. I guess I don't need this little trough here. Kind of like having it just because it's something different. But yeah, every new brush also makes it take longer to move everything. And it gets worse and worse with the heavier, with the more sides on them, the more it takes time for. Not a big fan, no. Actually, I just rotate this. What am I doing? I don't need anything special. It's just already perfect. I just get rid of the little cap and there we go. I might put a little secret area here or something to go do, or maybe it's just a weird way to go. I don't know. This is farther over than I wanted, which kind of sucks. Possibly I might run it through the control panel. I don't know. We'll see. Also, this is kind of higher than I wanted to. I could have lowered it down some. Maybe I should, because it kind of messes with the wall a bit. That's true. Of course, we do have to move this whole thing, but whatever. Not that one. Somewhere like that. And that means it won't be completely through there. It'll just be easily done. Not sure that's better. Might remove this one and just have the pipe running through here. Have like machines or something over into it. I don't know. Also a blocking volume down there. That's probably what I was hitting, the blocking volume. Now I can have you wander around down here if I want. Potentially hiding a secret or 12. Not sure I'm going to, but maybe. Lots of stuff to think about. Oh, I'm not even close. Let's turn the lights on. Seeing where they hit together is kind of hard. Not anymore. No, still too tall. Ideally, I don't have to redo the floor anymore after this. This is going to be annoying if I have to redo this floor again. I suppose I could break the floor up into sections. Which might not be a bad decision, to be honest. Sure. And I guess in order to be able to get up this, I'm going to dupe the pipe. And then make it smaller. 0.8 or something maybe. There you are. Should be able to make that. Probably. Need a place with no water to land because I have to enable that to get through everything, but I do need to have a setup that's not like the world for this. Though I haven't put any lights in, so survival in this area might be pretty challenging. It means I probably need to give out some sort of light source that works on something else. So you can get up to the sides of these, and these are much higher. But that's not a very good footing to land on. Like it's... Yeah, it needs to be smaller. Like it sticks too much in the thing, so I'll take maybe like 0.85. There's enough space to land on. Like, restart your device to update it. No, I'm busy streaming with it. There should be a law against companies forcibly updating your crap. They're only going to make it worse. It's very rare I've ever seen an update make something better. Unless it brings with some new feature you just desperately need, but I guarantee you my phone doesn't need any new features. It's fine. Well, that's right. You gotta stand on these things here without hitting underneath, because it does stick out a lot. Then you'll have to do this. Then I'll flub it somehow. Yeah, you can do it. Didn't say it was easy, but it's a little awkward. We're sure traveling through pipes, so you know. And if it's from right down here, you can't do it. It's a little too short. So people have to be smart enough to stand a little higher up on the pipe, realizing the pipe is in fact circular. And certain points are going to be higher than others. Also, I need to not double tap jump immediately. I need to jump and then jump. It's kind of hard though. Not too hard. I need to fix the double tap jump where it won't let you jump again too fast. Like impose like a delay or something for it to count. Just for the quality of it, because otherwise you get this, the double jump real fast and it just screws it up because you don't really get your jumps. I mean, it's kind of your fault for double jumping and jump, but this does work. And then that'll have to be lowered, I guess. The fact that it goes up and down is kind of obnoxious. I don't want that. And I'll have to fix this one, and then I need to make the pipe not go as far over here. And put a thing underneath that grate if I'm going to keep the grate. I don't know if I'm going to keep the grate. Probably won't, to be honest. If you're going to be inside the pipes, seems kind of weird. This doesn't even go all the way through yet. Works though. I'll start adding crap on top of it about me, you know. Just having pipes go places seems so cool. Kind of wish I'd done it earlier, but you know. I didn't. So yeah. Don't hate, or do. You can hate if you want. I mean, it's fine. Who doesn't like some good old-fashioned hating? So we migrate this over here. Fix the water in a second. This pipe just low? Kind of feels low. I guess to be fair, I haven't run in another pipe through yet, have I? I have. Well, that was the stupid plan on my part. Has to be two separate pipes because I need to be able to go through this hole here. These pipes are not watertight. They should be, but hear me out, they're not. So there you go, that's my explanation. So I'm not going to run this anymore because it's weird. What's this? What dis? That's the kill cylinder. Interesting. That looks a little more accurate. Kinda. Not really. He moves up and down so much. It'll be a little awkward however I do it. That's fine. Oh, I didn't bother to keep the chat open for all the other ones. Double check those real quick, but I'm not missing important chatters. Take the old shoes off because why not? I don't know where this is going to go, but it makes sense that, you know, it does this, so. I'm not sure that that's the thing that I want, though, because if it does this and goes into this room here, then they'll be able to use the Emperor to get into here. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Hey, Matt. Alright, things are going well. Oh, I guess you can't hear that. Yeah, since you're muted. Type back. Thanks for the lyric. That does pose a problem, though, for how this is set up. Because you could sequence break the game, and I don't want that. Well, okay, it's not really a sequence break. You'd still need the Emperor either way. It's just that I kind of want you to swim down into this area and see all this crap. And if the Emperor is not there, then if this other engine's here, you get to bypass all that. And I don't think that's very good. Currently, the only pipes going into and out of here are largely the one up here, which is not really a sequence break because it would go down into here in the underground there. So it would be like lead to a secret area up here. I don't know what. Something will be hidden up here. I don't know. The pipe will go somewhere. It'll have to get some sort of unique room or something. I have no idea. And then it can't be a necessary room. It has to be an extra. I want it to be a weird side area. There's no pipes going into this one yet. The pipes could technically go into there. It could be one way into this room for the water to get there, but that's kind of a awkwardly pointless. I could just have pipes going directly from the water into here through this wall. I have to redo this wall though if I do that. I'm probably going to redo this wall. Be 100% fair. I probably am. I have this wall over here that I'm redoing anyway, because it now has 4 things through it. I got tired of redoing each section though, because I've had to redo each of these so many times. I also have no idea what this room is yet. It can't be an important room because the people are expected to be able to go through it to look at what's going on inside the giant, you know, aquariums, right? And this room at the end is, of course, you know, not necessarily available to them because it's, you know, a pump room thing. Presumably to work with these, though, it's just kind of neat if you can look out here and see the stuff out there. So I kind of wish that wasn't the case. This also seems like you should have a way looking down on it too, but I tried to marry these water together once and it did not work out very well. It didn't work out well at all. It meant it had to be really deep. Like really deep. Which I guess would be cool for swimming in it, but then none of these things would reach that high up. Like these trees wouldn't have this bizarrely long trunk either. So I'd have to remove half this crap and I didn't want to do that because it's already kind of got a layout going on. But kind of, I mean, it's close to a game ready room. Or I'm going to maybe tweak where some of these mushrooms are a bit. Maybe make it a little harder. Maybe make this have a point, but overall this room is pretty close to game ready. I'm also going to put not this on the ground. I'm going to put like the pool color, so it'll have a different floor. Problem is I married it to this like an idiot. Because I want the little floor here. It's tied to the foliage actor, isn't it? It's actually not. There's 2 of you. Why is there 2 of you? That one's locked. This one's not. If I change the color of you, can I just cheat my way to victory on this? Actually, we'll do green. I like green for the bottom of these. Before I started making everything metal, it was a little more awkward. What are you? This movement is locked. Yeah, it's almost like there's 2 floors here. Up you go. Yeah, it's like 2 copies of the same floor. Why? That's weird. They're not identical. This one has leaves on the bottom. Well, that's interesting. The second floor is actually raising things up a bit. Then what are you? Did I just put a second floor because I was... Actually, I'm gonna put it back to where it was, I guess. All the grass is on that. Huh. What a weird setup. I just created a second floor there, but I guess this is set up for all this, and I really don't want to remake it again. And the other one's tied to those, unless I want to increase the size of it vertically. That's weird. Sounds like a rabbit hole I'm not looking to fall down right now. I'm starting to consider metal floors everywhere because of the amount of water in this place. But it doesn't make much sense for like these areas here. Though to be fair, I actually kind of have micro floors on top of everything. Or just be these grass areas. This even looks like it has a micro floor, yeah. Huh. Would it matter if I change that floor? Do I even use this floor? Or did I create fake floors on everything? I created fake floors on everything. Huh. I thought there was a floor here, but there does not appear to be. Interesting. I really just made it out of pieces, huh? Damn. Well, that's freaking convenient, because now I can make changes to it and it doesn't matter. Wish I'd done that in more places. I think it was kind of annoying to try to build it all. Yeah, I made a floor for each room instead of bothering with regular floors. Yeah, there's a strong argument for that in the future. It takes longer to set it up and build them all, but having to have all these holes in the floor thing is a real pain. Imagine if I only had to redo a section of this instead of every big section out here. But now that I'm running pipes through everything, I'm going to be redoing a lot. I feel like I'm doing construction. I really want this pipe to be here. I'm gonna say it. The issue really is just that it's sequence breaking, so unless there's a cap on it that they can't break. I guess there could be. Then I gotta move you over, but that's fine, I guess. Because, you know, if it has one of like the silver grates and it just makes the silver grates not breakable until much later by something more powerful, that's fine. It's not even the section I'm technically working on. I should be actually rebuilding the first section. Curse you, world grid material. Stuck. And you've all got the world grid material. Oh, I should double check if Matt was streaming too and liked his stream. Is he? No. This needs to get moved over. Not sure I want to have a pipe coming out of here or not. Maybe. Not helpful. I should download all the chapter 1 stuff. I don't care about those right now. I don't think my computer needs to choke that hard. It'll make my life a little easier. It's over 3,000 actors loaded though. That's a lot. What else is loaded? Chapter 2? Chapter 2 is like 3,000 actors? Wait, what? I mean, the engine room's currently loaded because it needs to be. Well, it doesn't need to be, but helpful. Our best stream viewers. Yay, what a deal. If I really want to just be a streamer and I wasn't a game dev, maybe that would be handy, but as I wish to be a game dev, I need people to actually care about the game. They're all like, but the internet is fake. Yes, you're right, it is, but hear me out, it was better when it wasn't. I guess it looks a little better without that setup there, or does it? I mean, it looks more like there was support involved, which I've kind of been adding a lot more what looks like support to the building. Metal pillars and things, and just stuff holding things up, but less down here yet. I'm obviously going to keep adding more things. So it looks like the building would actually maybe hold up. Probably not, but you know. I'm allowed some amount of magical BS that you just have to accept because, you know, there's dolls running around fighting to the death, and once you establish something like that, you already have to establish that things are not normal. It's just how it works. You must accept these things. So yeah, I need to figure out where those are going to go. This is just going to get graded off by that. This pipe here doesn't really connect very well, which is awkward because, yeah. Oh, did I barricade this again? I think I did. Sure did. I'll fix that. Man, this pipe's way off. Guess I didn't move it with the other one, huh? Oopsie. Are you the one that's causing that problem? Maybe. Are there 2 pipes here? There most certainly are 2 pipes there. Huh. What is this crap? More ambient garbage? Eat those. Ambient music is an abomination. That's all you need to know. Part of me wants to have this pipe be exactly like, you know, the other pipe, and then it just goes over the side instead of going up and over like this. So I don't know about that. Also, it can't go through this. This is solid. I don't feel like redoing them. Oh, there's a pipe there, so I can't even push these all the way through. It's already a little smaller, I guess. My waterworks going on here. I don't do a couple hours now. I just want to kind of keep streaming every night. It depends. I feel kind of crappy after the end of the last stream. That was true. I was like, ugh, bleh. Are you not straight? I don't think it is. What happened there? I moved this down, but it doesn't look like I did. I could have sworn I did, though. Hmm. Oops. Locked. Well, this goes way underneath there. I didn't realize how far underneath it went. Hmm. I'm still trying to run the water up out here too, or like power, I guess. These might want to be smaller pipes or something, or even different colored pipes. That's true, they could be different colored pipes. Like the black pipes could carry the That's true. Maybe these can just be black. Well, sort of black. I'd have to redo them, but I can just turn them black later. Just so I have a better idea of which pipes are which. Water pipes will be those colors, so. Don't want to say I might merge everything together in one giant thing anyway, for each of these sections, so I'm not sure that might change. Weird. Am I moon dooring that? That's true, moon doors exist, but moon doors I do want to use for them. They just need to be about midway through chapter 2 when you're allowed to use them. They're not particularly interesting, it's just a barrier that exists until you get the item, and then they're just kind of there, so. If anything, they should probably be earlier in the game. Did you get it midway through there, but... something to think about in the future for how I do these things. It's a weird look to those. I wonder what I did weird on those that caused that setup there. Something did strange. Anyway. There's a reason why they don't build everything into one giant building like I'm doing here. This is dumb. I would advise against doing what I'm doing unless you have some reason for it. It makes sense you are traveling around this building, all that, and everything does have to fit, but it does make your life a lot harder. But Metroidvania level design is always considerably harder than most level design places because the level design is your mechanics. I mean, like, you know, you have to barricade things for mechanics that you'll find later. And that's, you know, kind of a problem. You probably have to go back and redo a bunch of your stuff too, because it won't pan out the way you want. It's like, I need to remember to make breakable ones of these later. Not right now, though. Right now, I don't care. I need to make the mechanic that lets you break them too. It's so bright. Why are you so bright? What are these noises and why? I hate it. I just grabbed the whole music thingy and dumped it in here, and it's where'd you go? It's just not quite that good yet, so I don't need this in there. I need this. It's gonna be so annoying with all this glass here, having to figure out what's visible in RFGM. So optimization is gonna take forever. But we knew that was gonna be the case, so, you know. Oh, did I finish this here? No. Sidetracked. No. Okay, grab the red arrow. Also, this pipe has to go farther over anyway. Actually, no, the pipe just got deleted or removed or something. Huh. I can just continue this pipe on, though. It's not a big deal. Should be good enough. Yep. There's gonna be no other way into this. It would be a kind of a good idea to run the other pipe that way. Hey, Leposian, how's it going? Just the person I wanted to see. Oh my god. So, because yesterday I was doing the posting on X here and everything like that. If you look at the premium thingy, yesterday's post got me 1,608 views. And I gained 5 followers but lost 1. And 5 wish lists. Just doing exactly what I was showing. So. Of course we're on Thursday today, and Thursday's a weird day where there's like not very many the words aren't very good for Thursday. Like they're not very coherent. They're just all over the place. But yeah, very worth it. Would recommend. Speaking of which, yeah, well, I mean, like, that's what my stats were showing all along. It was like, that's what I was pointing out that I've been doing all this time. Since you saw my traffic start going up from here onward, it's literally just been me doing, well, from right here onward has been me reposting the same trailer over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So, I mean, some days I'm a little more, you know, excited to do it, other days not so much. But yeah, I know it works. Just showing up, you know, want other people to see it. You can see all the followers I gained from it, so it's been good, you know. You can scroll down because then there to scroll down too. I mean, over 3 months, it's been 71.5 thousand impressions on all my stuff, so that's not zero. Sure, engagements aren't that high, 4.1K, but I mean, you got to show a bajillion people in the hopes of that. Repost 610, I mean, bookmarks up a fair amount. So, the ones that are most important are like the profile visits, honestly, and it doesn't show link clicks, but you know, link clicks are pretty important. Engagements in these two are probably the ones you care the most about. Likes, not that important. Replies, they're pretty important too. These, reposts are almost all, you know, from the just replying to people like blah blah blah, show me your game, and I'm like, okay, I show you a game. Speaking of which, we have like what, Throwback Thursday, Showcase Thursday, and I need to add this to my list. So Throwback Thursday, Showcase Thursday. Throwback Thursday. I already have Showcase. Hell yeah. Three streams streak. Nice, nice. You know, it doesn't really do that. It doesn't, because I post my Steam link all the time, and I actually found that previously what I was doing was, where is this at? I hate it. So previously what I was doing, it would have been back to these places. Where was it at? Where did I first start doing that? Yeah, right here. And you know, you get a couple likes on it and you get very few views. And I got a couple of clicks on that thing there, but some of these music tracks suck. Anyway, but this one here, you'll get a lot of views on it. You go to the next one down here. I think I did the same thing here, or did I? That's when I put the Steam link in there. And I got more views on it anyway. And then here, same thing, more views. Here, same. But originally I wasn't doing that. Over here, I think no, still in there too. I botched it on one of them, that's probably why it was like that. Yeah, right here. No, it's in a nutshell. Yeah, you start seeing how few links you get, like 136, like that. This is early on. Yeah. Mostly you just get less views on it. It doesn't seem to make a difference, because even when I was doing this, I was still getting way less views anyway, and over time it's gotten way better. So it doesn't seem to make much difference. At one point it might have been that way, but you know how the algorithm is, it just changes all the time, so you never really know how things are until it just is that way. Thursday's terrible though, because it's got like a million different tags, and none of them are really dominant. Worse yet, they're like, you know, tags that are for lots of different things. So sometimes you'll get pornography in there, so I don't want to scroll through it on the screen knowing that, basically. That's really what it is. It's like, you know, on some days where I know there's not going to be any pornography, it's fine, but you know, Follow Friday is the worst. That might as well be looking like an advertisement for OF. It is terrible. You'll just grow to hate every moment of it. But I mean, I guess if you don't mind looking at that all the time, but I'm not there for that, so it's kind of like not great. I'm debating on making this like even. Kind of like the idea of it being even. I shouldn't stick up through that. I don't want it to be seen. And not running this over here because there's not much point in this thing. But if I run it this way, where is it going? Like, what is it doing? Right? Well, actually, the problem is this hallway. It could be a really complicated way to get underneath here, and I can just put some stuff in here. I guess one thing to note is that initially they accused me of spamming, and they gave me a temporary lower reach, and I just had them check again, and they said, yep, we good. And part of that could be because I'm just a paying viewer, paying user, because the simple reality of the matter is you get a reply boost. And what that really means is that on all these threads where people list their crap, you get knocked to the top with all the other people who've also paid. Some of these threads can get really long with how many people play the games. Now you can be first and that helps, but you're always going to be sorted with the people who didn't pay. You'll be at the top of the people who didn't pay if you arrive first, but by being a person with the paying that what $8 a month, you just get to be at the top. Also, you get analytics and things like that. That's handy to see what works and what doesn't. But I figure for advertising purposes, you know, dropping $96 a year to advertise is not much. Yeah, I mean, it's worth it. You know, I mean, if that thing got just 10 wish lists for that, it would be worth the money. But I'm pretty certain that it makes a much bigger difference in that. So it seems worth it. Advertising is expensive. That is a cheap advertisement. Doesn't require a great deal of time. Has the benefit of less ads, I guess. You don't even get 0 ads. I'm not even paying for like the Uber premium. I'm just paying the first tier of premium. I was like, I'm gonna try it for a month, and I was like, I forgot about it actually. I forgot to see if cancel it and see if it made a difference. And I mean, it's been doing well. I mean, replying back to all these threads helps too, but I think that for getting myself my traffic unshadow banned or whatever from what they deem spamming and getting it checked on, I think that because I was a paying member, they checked a lot quicker. Because it was like within a couple hours, they were just like, yeah, you're good. Because I think they didn't want to, you know, upset me because I'm paying them money. Why would they want to upset me at that point? It's terrible. I would be surprised if, like, you know, even 1% of users actually pay them money. So you instantly become significantly more important to them. And that's what you want to be. Like I say, you're going to have to pay to advertise probably. Because free advertising is, well, usually a crap ton of work as well. Even this is half, well, partially free advertising. It's still a bunch of work, so it's like not even. Yeah, it's a lot. But I recommend everyone give that a shot. It just seems like a better idea to me than hoping it works out. You can still get views that way though. I mean, like, there's still people who get like viral tweets and everything like that, or, you know. It helps if you have a good demo for your video, or like just something to show people that is engaging, because you got to remember, you really have like 15 to 30 seconds to get people interested at best. In all reality, it's more like 15 seconds. It's not really 30. So whatever they're scrolling by has to be something that they can just go, yeah, that's cool, instantly attract their eyes. It can't be it can't be something complicated, sadly. Yeah. I put some things on TikTok and they got like 1 to 3 views and never got any views up. I don't understand what happened. Like, they're all set to public. I tried it like 3 times, got nothing, and said no point. YouTube shorts are far better. It doesn't help that I don't watch TikTok, nor like TikTok, nor think that the whole shorts format is even remotely interesting. Just doesn't match what I'm doing very well. But whatever gets views on your stuff, that's what's important. You got to get views on your stuff. You don't get views on your stuff, doesn't matter how good it is. It can be the worst or the best, and nobody will know, so who gives a crap? The unfortunate truth of the matter. I think this is all the place I'm gonna have holes in this at. Now I don't even want to release my game all that quickly because I want a longer runtime to try to get as many people wishlisting as possible. Because I see how long it takes. I mean, I just hit 150 wish lists. And, you know, I'm posting something like 30 to 40 times a day on X, replying back to posts. And that was started in November. So in, like, you know, the last... Actually, it hasn't been real long. When did I actually start? That's a good question. Hey, buddy, when did you start? I have 2017 posts at the moment. This is where premium is very handy because you get all this analytic toys to play with. Because otherwise you have to continuously check these numbers yourself and see what works. It doesn't work very well. Alright, so over a second. So like 2 months and 5 days has netted me... Well, I've gone from like 100, you know, wish list to 150. But I've actually hit 168. It's just 18 have been deleted. So I don't know which of the 18 which they came from, like the initial 100 or from this. It's possible this generated 68 wish lists and the other one generated you know, like 100 minus 18, you know, kind of thing. Like, you know, the 18 deletions are from it, I should say. Better way to say it, I guess. But I have gone up 50 total wish lists in this time. So for a little over 2 months, that is not bad. If someone said to me, hey man, 16 bucks for 50 people to wish list your game who are actually interested, not people who are just wish listing it because they can click wish list, I would do that. That's a great deal for me. I assume the game sells for what, 20 bucks? Then, you know, take a sale, you know, it'll probably be 10% off to start with, almost certainly, because everything comes out as an initial 10% off sale. Why not? Just so you get noticed. And then, you know, after the Steam cut, because Steam's going to take, I mean, they take like 30%. We'll just make it easy. We'll take the 10% off later. Say like 14 bucks. The like, you're looking at like $12.60 that I'll get, assuming it's bought on sale. So, I mean, you know, less than 2 purchases at that point would, in fact, have paid the advertising cost, which makes it 100% worth it. Why wouldn't you do this? I may experiment with a premium one too, like the even greater thing. But not because I care much about that. I'm more interested in what Grok can do if you have, like, there's a better version of Grok available. And that one can do, like, better AI video stuff off of pictures. But Grok Imagine exists. I'm thinking the plan to do cutscenes will literally be for me to create the keyframes, essentially. And then, like, you have it, like, tell it what you want to do from a cutscene there and have it generate the video from that cutscene, take the last frame and keep doing that to get, like, you know, small cutscenes of what you want. And then you cut to the next cutscene where you've created the initial image and then have it do that like that. Because I just have no concept of how to make videos like that. Lost a little earbud on this. So, and I know how long they take. So that might be what happens. I don't 100% know. But right now the cap is 6 seconds, so that's, having to cram together 6-second videos is pretty bad. But then if you're going to do a scene change every time, it's not that bad, right? Because very few things just run straight with no cuts at all. Yeah. Secondary grab thing that dropped, so don't forget about it. I should honestly make a YouTube video on how my results are going for, like, posting on X. What's working, what's not. Then everyone will do it, unfortunately, though, so that might not be a great plan. I don't know. I'm slowly building YouTube and, you know, Twitch and everything all at the same time. Though, I think that the cap on Twitch is really, really, really low. So my priority is not really towards Twitch. Just like with Kick, I think that there's just not a lot of people who want to watch a game dev live, and the markets are really small on the other side. Like, I'm streaming all of them because it's, you know, free, essentially. I don't have to do anything extra. But it definitely seems like maybe, just maybe, there's just no path forward for that where it leads to any real value. Is my estimation so far. Could be wrong. The best value is going to be, like, streamers interested and who want to test out my game, basically, is what I'm thinking. Like, I get enough streamer friends who are like, yeah, I want to try your game out, and then they stream my game. I think that just from an advertising perspective, that's probably the biggest strength to doing that. I mean, you know, it's cool to have a community and talk to people. That's true. And, you know, I wouldn't, like I say, it's basically a free roll to stream to Twitch and kick at the same time that I stream to YouTube. And Twitch has so far paid me more than any of the other ones. Not a lot, but it has given the game a little budget. Not much. I think the game's budget is currently about $600 if you're curious. Most things are just free stuff, and I just, you know, using the money towards the things I cannot make or advertising if I have to. Which seems like a good plan to me. Oh, what? Over the last year, sure. Yeah, I've made about $600 on Twitch. It's not great. And we're talking like thousands of hours of streaming, and I've made like, I think 30 to 34 cents an hour. So if you're looking for returns that you can live on, that ain't it. That ain't it at all. But as I was already working on it, you know, that's just money that got tossed towards my, you know, towards the game. I wouldn't call it huge. The term I was kind of looking for was maybe pathetic, but I mean, I appreciate all the support people do, but if I just worked a regular job, my other job, I could have made that in a weekend. So, but instead I decided I loved game dev. Mistakes were clearly made. Clearly made. But $30 per year, I wouldn't even bother at that point. I hate to be that guy, but there is a certain level where I'm like, this is not worth my time. I mean, if you just enjoy doing it and doing it for fun, that's initially how I did this, because I've never made any money off YouTube, and I streamed on there longer than I streamed on Twitch. It's just, I just enjoy the game dev and want to talk to people, so it just gives me something to do. But I also approached it like a hobby and not a business, which is why my game took so long to actually start coming to fruition. Well, that and health problems. Because, you know, I was taking it from the dreamer perspective. It's like the same perspective that Fox currently has, where, you know, that you just dream real big. Because, I mean, he came from the RPG Maker community too. And, you know, that community is hobbyists, right? People were just like, I always want to make my dream game. Not people who are like, I'm going to make a business out of it. So I arrived with no good plan, no good anything figured out. No end game of any sort. Just like, this just sounds cool. I'm just going to make things. And so that's why a lot of my early projects were trash. You got to make garbage before you make the good stuff, right? You know? But yeah, I mean, if you just keep working on something, you just, the real secret, I think, for Twitch, if you want to be good at it, like, I can't do this because my health just doesn't really support long streaming very well, is to stream during the hours when people stop streaming. Right? Because I moved my streaming time initially for that very reason. I started seeing people would stop streaming at certain points and then they would raid out. And the goal was to catch the raids. I kept doing that. It's just like, okay, cool. I used to start like, you know, 4 or 5 hours earlier, and I moved it to later. So like, because there was like a point right in the evening, and it was like, for me, it would be like 2 in the morning to like 5 or 6 in the morning, where when the people would raid out. So I'd have to stream during that time, which is terrible. And the longer you stream, the more likely you are to get raids. Plus, you know, it builds. So you'd want long streams in a row. Like, you know, that's why I was streaming like 8, 10, 12 hours. Unfortunately, the big issue is that with this particular group, there's just not enough people in it. There's not enough people who want to watch game dev. It's really that simple. Like, it's just not that interesting to people. You'd be way wiser to pick something that people actually are interested in watching if you were going to do the strategy I was talking about there. It's actually the same strategy Disguised Toast used. He's the one who mentioned it to me, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. He even did more evil things for his competition, because he'd start like right before his main competition and then end his stream after his other competition had ended their stream, so they would never send traffic to his competition. I was never doing that. I was trying to get things like that. But I mean, the raids would be big things. How else did I have like I got a couple of Adam C. Eunice raids, and those raids were huge. I had like 194 people watching me at one point, like concurrently. Like, damn. You also meet a lot of friends that way too. And then you have people to raid out with, which is just like the rich get richer setup, where you already have people viewing you, so you then raid them to the next person. You look like the good guy. It's like, it's a good system, really. I forgot what I was doing. I get sidetracked. Yeah, I should make videos on explaining my things I've tried and what worked and what hasn't worked so far, because I never know what's going to work. Guess none of those are in the dead of lair, huh? Here. It should be Grotto Pump Room 3. I used to build and advertise websites and everything like that a very long time ago. I'm just employing a lot of the old tactics that work for that, to be honest. Why did you not load? Is it? Oh, because it's saying two different ones. I'm inside of a double room info. This looks fine. There's that is really the thing that people don't tend to notice or pay attention to, that they meme about, that, you know, game devs just make this game and never remember to advertise, and they wonder why their game fails. Yeah. The meme is real. So many people are just, they think advertising is going to be any less time than it takes to make the game, and I don't think that's true at all. That was the whole point of streaming it, was try to double up the time, because I knew that it would take too much time to individually do them. Which room is it saying? Another room has to be intersecting with this one. And even during the time off for health problems, that's when I started doing the X stuff, because I was like, I gotta at least advertise. Even if I'm not working on the game, I gotta advertise. Yeah, hidden garden, huh? It's interesting. So hidden grotto, probably. Yeah, I wish I had all the answers on that one for what actually works. I have ideas. Oh, I see. I never fixed this to adjust for being on both sides. Also, this should be the sunken depths anyway. Don't I have a sunken depths? No. Okay, well, that's fair. It's actually those sunken depths. Okay. So I accidentally delete it. I wonder hide. There's a... Oh, that's right. There's a button that actually hides a thing, but not a button that actually shows it. I am starting to think that Thursday is a very worthless day though for posting. I mean, I still do it, but I'm just looking at the return on investment, and it is in fact not great. But we'll see. I reply to like the same people for the most part anyway. I look for new people, but there really is just a handful of like people who pump indie games. They're the ones you're looking for. Oh. Never do it that way. Oh, they had to wait till the last one's in there. What are we doing on this side? Way too far over. I'm just looking for the last one. Wait. I need a second hidden grotto over here too. Just to double check, there's no hidden grotto here right now. Might be a higher up one. I kind of want to be a little low intentionally just to see if there's still one in the water. So they keep changing the rooms. All the stuff's in the way of what I'm looking at. It's really annoying. Technically, I could unload the layer. I'm in theory in the hidden grotto. It seems like there is one somewhere. It's probably just called hidden grotto though. Sure. Oh yeah, I guess I did it for this side already. I just forgot to do the other side. Here. Okay. Data layers are amazing, but my god, do they take a lot of time to deal with all this weird stuff there. It's so nice you just put stuff in the world, but the number of times I've had to redo things to include more systems to make up for optimization is crazy. I mean, the initial room info thingy in the first place spawned in things in there in the first place. Like, they spawned in the enemies and the puzzle items and everything because it was too heavy otherwise. And then having a puppet master that sits there and spawns the stuff in and also sits there and performs all the AI stuff for everything because it was too heavy for everything to perform all their own calculations. So you didn't really want that. This chair needs to go farther over. I also need something to grab hold of up here. You'll have double jump at this point before this room. So in theory that should be enough to get from here to... Oh, it's easily enough to get there, no problem. Or if I put it low enough, she'll still stick her leg. Oh, weird. Okay, that's just bizarre. She'll still do that, but it lets her walk on it. That's an interesting thing. And these don't go all the way over either. Plus, this needs to go farther over so she doesn't float like this. I guess she didn't float that time. She kind of floats. See, I gotta finish these. I think it's because I had well, there should be pillars there actually. There are not pillars there. Yeah, I got rid of the pillars. That's fair. Oh, it just goes into that thing anyway. That's often why I let them shove them into the walls like that, so I don't have to worry about it later. And just be like, yep, we good. Unfortunately, this is going to open in a weird way, right? It opens that way, so it wouldn't even hit the chair. I'm gonna put the chair over here, though. Possibly I just want the glass to be completely blockading this so there's no way up onto it, but no, I don't want that. Because I don't want Poppet to be able to grab things and go and look at stuff so I can hide something in this room, because otherwise this room will just be a nothing burger. I already expect it to be more of a combat room. Like, certain rooms just have to be a combat room. Because, well, there's not a lot of option here. It's a hallway to view stuff. I mean, there's pipes, but the pipes are from other rooms, so you wouldn't get into those. There's nowhere else for the pipes to go unless I want to put another hole in there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I can't let them sequence break, that's a problem, so if I want to go through that pipe, unless I wanted some kind of ventilation pipe or something, I guess, but it wouldn't really ventilate into water. That'd be weird. Maybe the water pipe should be the ones that are different colored. I don't know. I kind of recycle the same colors a lot for obvious reasons. Some of the stuff's just to remind myself that it needs to be here versus anything else. There's something here. What was I doing with this? I was going to put power coming into here. I'm still trying to figure all that out too. If I'm not going to put any more holes through these walls, I can finally just merge them into what they're supposed to be. That's true too. Like, if I don't have any other purpose for this wall, I probably am okay with it. Unless I just want to have one extra one of these pipes going through just for fun, just to make it look like it's a little more, just symmetrical, I guess. I could do that. I don't hate it. I guess behind the waterfall, maybe? I mean, there's already a pipe here. Yeah, I want extra pipes. What happens to those pipes? Not that important, because I can always add things later. This already gobbles up part of the wall here. I thought about it and I realized that the air up here would get really stale, so in theory they would have these vents going out to prevent that. kind of fun designing this building in a way that makes more logical sense. I think that's everything I want here. Because I have nowhere else to drag water this way, so I don't really see myself doing that. I don't think I'm going to run power through it. I guess if I did, I just provided myself multiple holes through it. So I don't need to do that. I think that gets rid of everything I want. This wall should actually be identical with this wall too, so I only have to do one of them. But doing that will get rid of like 12 brushes or something dumb, some big number. I have 51 now, and that's a lot. That's a whole lot. I had like 98 before. Let me tell you, 98 of them, God, they take forever to even move you as a single one. Well, I've been streaming. I think in like 13 minutes I'm gonna take a slight break. Move around for a little bit. Yesterday I definitely streamed too long. My body's like, why would you do this? I'm like, I don't know, buddy. I don't know. It's like, why would you do this? It's very sad. Successfully clicking every one of these little like brushes is going to be hard. Every cylinder that matters. Not that one. Wish there was an easy way to do this. There most certainly is not. One. Oh, you're not even well placed. There we go. Oh, I got the cylinder brush. Did I? No. That is not the cylinder. Is that not the this is. And that one. And did I get this one yet? I guess I have I? No. I think I have it selected. I do. So it's these, this, and of course this one here. I believe that's all of them. So it's actually going to be 14 actors, 14 brushes saved by just making one thing. I believe that's everything. There. It's the right length. I'm gonna have a pillar there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, now I have to get a side in it. But I already did the side select, that's fine. Get all adjacent. Not as popular of a stream tonight as yesterday, whatever. I'm gonna take this and put it on my construction level. Yeah. Copy all the things. Save. Come on, construction level. In case I want to redo this, I don't want to redo it again. It's a big wall. That is super irritating to have to constantly redo. Should have done this anyway. It would have been easier to grab all the stuff and put over there pretty easy, but I didn't. I guess I'll do it now. Got all day. This is actually where it hits the wall. I think I'm gonna make this larger. I think I'm going to undo what I just did and keep all of them selected and put them in a folder. Because doing that will make it much easier to do it. Ooh, there we go. It seems like a much stronger strategy than trying to figure out what was in everything again, which takes forever. Oh. Wrong order. Apparently Control D will duplicate it. That's cool. All my homies like Control D. I still haven't named that one room between that area yet. I'm gonna do convert actors. I need to go wall here. That was a mistake. I should have opened it up first and then that way. Could have right-clicked. Could have saved myself a small amount of actual work here. Curse you, world proc grid. That's fine. Just do this. Obviously complex collision, because there's no world where a simple collision is ever going to work on that. I could put it in a blueprint and make it happen, I guess. It'd be a real pain in the ass. It would not be worth my time. Or, I mean, someone could model on it, man, doing that. That's how it works. Okay. Now we need the construction level. Back to the real world. Where I can now remove a huge amount of these things. $14 of them. It's a lot. I'll have to reselect them all again. That sucks. But yeah, hear me out. Whatever. It's fine. Big wall. Actually, move this that way first. Because I gotta delete all these stupid things. That's gonna be a big pain. Put on one. It's the only downside doing geo brushes and putting the pipes in here. It just is a me problem for certain. You want to delete out the cylinders first because you won't be able to find them otherwise. To go locate everyone individually, take forever. This actually puts a lot less mental tax on what I'm going to have to put in here to make it work. I didn't need every repair to be like toys and everything. Like I can actually have weird side areas that just are for making things and stuff. Because the toy stuff is actually... it's difficult to come by and I got to make things that kind of get the job done. It's just not as exciting when it comes to resources that I have available. I don't have that much. It's like, less than good. Someone's making flickering over there. Wait. Let me borrow that transform first. I just want the location. I take this one and hopefully the location is close, question mark. It is not. It's not even kind of close, but at least it's got one of the dimensions correct, so that's something, I guess. It's not much of some, but it's something. Let's go over forever. The good news is if I can get it right with this one, it should be right with all of them. Something like that. It should work. I gotta take a quick restroom break. I'll be right back. I'll stare at the water or something. Right back. All right. Hopefully, I don't have to make too many more changes to this area, but I mean, this whole thing has been structuring how the second chapter is going to play out. The first portion of it and the end portion of it should come back to this area to the end area. So it is important. I now realize the amount of time this game is going to take to make is just incredible. It was already pretty incredible, but as I keep designing more and more things, it's like, it's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna want this particular number. And I'm gonna just delete out all this other crap because I don't need them all. I'm not tilted control because I don't care. You really want to do this as quick as possible because the brushes interact with every single other brush in the thing, so the more you have, the longer it takes to load. So you really don't want extra ones just floating around on the level. The construction level is getting pretty bad for how many things are on that one. Thankfully nothing else is on that level, so it doesn't really matter. But I had 41 brushes earlier and now I don't. That's kind of nice. Look at how much faster that moves. It's glorious. Paste that number in there. Does that put it right there? Yep. Figured it would. That was the only correct one when I did the other one in. It's either just fine. It's either just fine. Same. 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 Okay. Disaster averted. That leaves, well, 39 brushes. I guess I had more brushes than I thought, because I definitely had quite a few extra. That's this wall here. Am I going to have any more holes in this wall? I don't think I am. I guess I can make a third one just so it looks like it's more useful, I guess. Sure. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna change out the material anyway. Just kind of start, you know, solidifying some of the plans for this place. The question is, am I doing this as a separate room or not? And if I am doing it as a separate room, why does this wall exist? Right? Because there's already a wall there. So why does that brush exist? And I'm thinking about, like, well, first of all, that's awkward that this thing is on that side and doesn't have a texture, but there's a lot of awkward that goes on in my world. Let's choose has the room info. Please forever select things. While I'm at it, I advertise. Because, yeah. At this point, X just literally, I already did that. Literally just recommends all the ones that I've posted on, or that I post to normally. Takes a lot of time. Occasionally I get new ones, but I don't usually try very hard on Thursday because Thursday is such a weirdo day. This is probably fine. I don't think I'm gonna expand it out there. Am I just gonna make this size here? It's possible I want a hole in this wall here. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of this wall. Because, I could have just made this a separate wall here and not had these other side walls, and it'd probably be a lot easier on me than what I'm doing here. That is true. Brush 19? Sure. Because I gotta redo this part anyway. Because this is just me cramming together some garbage that doesn't look right. So. In reality, I should probably redo this anyway. This also let me not decide the front of this immediately, which is probably a good thing. I don't want to decide it yet. I'm gonna just delete out 19 because I don't care. Yeah, I just delete this out because I don't care. I don't like doing this method where you're inside of things like that very well. It's not very good. Or maybe it is. Wait, why can't I see through? I don't understand what went on here. Am I able to see through it somehow? There has to be another brush somewhere in here that's just cutting a hole in it. Yes. Yeah, right here, I guess. No? Maybe it's just this weird box thing in here. fine over there. Just cutting a hole in it somehow. Yeah. What the hell? Once again, there's like 2 floors and that one doesn't have any textures on it. What the heck? It's box brush 17. Okay, it's just the top of that. Okay, just remember box brush 17 so I can solve this mystery here. Yeah, the bottoms of those are all weird. Box brush 17. There we go. Wow. Isn't this exciting? I had to copy this, so of course it's going to be wonky. That's right. Sometimes you just gotta make all your stuff, you know? The longer you go in these, the more you just find stuff that just kind of is weird and overlaps things in bizarre ways, and stuff that just starts to exist. You're like, why is that there? And it's like, it is. Because it is. I probably want a window over here. Sometimes alt drag screws up the with like at least one surface all messed up. Weird. Not sure I wanted this at that height even. Might want it at a different height, but I think I probably do. Probably a better spot. I could probably have this thing here just merged together. I think I'm fine with that. Oops. I just move the window over, it looks like. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna do this real quick. Move this over. Hey, Gabriel Pizzolo. How's it going? Going on? I'm building an engine, a steam engine. I'm building the rooms for it. It's I'm running it all throughout the building, and like so the power goes everywhere like that because it's a steampunk game. I'm running water throughout the building too, and I'm checking to make certain these actually match up at least enough that they get the job done. Do that. It's definitely a bit time consuming, but you know, whatever. Oops. It's fun designing the building. That should be fine. I gotta merge together all these geo brushes into checking the wall here, right? Into static meshes, because geometry brushes in fact are the worst performance thing out there. Other than that, not a lot. I decided I wanted to have this entire water system go through there, and it's just led to rebuilding the second chapter of Bunch. That's like the chapter that is the most up in arms as far as where it's going to be in the game. It doesn't have as good of a plan as every other chapter. Sort of, it is like a gameplay plan. It just doesn't have a design plan as far as how it looks very well. Yet. Soon though, soon. 10 and 10. Alright, this should be a golden over here. I'm gonna move these over a bit, but that's fine, I don't care about that. How's your day going? Up to anything exciting? That's the engine pool wall. Sure. Four less geo brushes in the world. So that's complex, because good luck with anything else on that. I have 36 brushes left to get rid of, but yeah, the plan Camera speed is an abomination. I hate the mouse wheel version. Good. Your cap's there. I didn't realize I removed the cap. But yeah, the plan now is after you've lowered the water in the hidden grotto and you gain the ability basically to swim, you can actually go down into this area. Actually, I could just jump in. Well, maybe jump in. These geo brushes are heavy. Also, nothing's been H loaded or anything like that. Basically, I have to do a bunch of optimization after I make all this crap. Yeah, the plan is to go down here and break this thing. Which will then get you into this area here. I haven't done much with it yet, but you can work your way down through all these pipe things into this area. And then the engine will be over here. And these areas will probably be like hot pipes, which is not particularly that useful for you here. So it'll probably be like, oh, you'll probably need some additional protection to get through that area. And then also ways up through these pipes too. Still somewhat glitchy and everything, but that's okay. I have to put water in the whole area. That's what those are. Huh. Why does the sunken depths not load correctly? I have questions. Oh, I shouldn't be able to get through that anyway. Oops. That's funny. Am I there? Wait, what? Can you not hear me, Gabriel? I should be here. I think I'm here. I guess it's a philosophical question of what here truly is, right? What is here? What is there? I have so many questions for why this didn't load. Which one do I count as being in? Sunken depths. That's weird. You don't have me muted, do you? That'd be awkward. Weird that I missed it on the first try there. And here it looks like it loaded just fine. To be fair, I went through an area I wasn't supposed to. Oh no! I missed an easy jump. I'm so bad at my own game. I wasn't even watching the screen. I just jumped over everything. What's up with the momentum? That was weird. Did I hit something? I was able to rocket up that, which was weird. Bounced off the edge of that. That's strange, but that's... At least I hit something. The new area is very awkward in how it plays out. There's lots of little things that aren't comfortable yet. And you see the water lowering through the other side there too. That's nice. It's actually the first time I've actually had that be possible because I put a hallway in between these two rooms. Yep, see, it lowers it. Thus creating additional levels. These buttons are just my playtest buttons. They're not going to be in these spots, but I don't want to go to where they're really at. That takes time and... Nah, man, nah. Nah, man. And of course, the last level of it. This might be too awkward to run on it. It feels really questionable. It can be okay, but it might need some sort of blocking thing below it just to deal with the garbage collision between those two boards. Too true. Too true. It's like I'm just sliding down that. That was weird. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I built out this whole area in between and everything. Made all these walls to go through here. And I'm going through and finding all the other geo brushes I have and fixing them so that they no longer take forever to load. Since they just are perpetually loaded in the level, and it's a performance nightmare, but that's what happens when you do modeling. So many new followers on Kick today. I wonder if any of them, how many of them are actually real. You ever know? Not a Kick. I'll probably just go to the 3-hour mark today on streaming. I don't think I'm going to go terribly much longer than that. I think it'll be probably like another 23 minutes or something. So I'm trying to stream a little bit less, not all the time, just so I don't have health problems over it. Just more days, shorter hours. Huh? That's just the whole floor. That's that whole area there. I don't want to remove the floor yet. I just mostly want to deal with the walls. That's this floor, right? Sure. I have to settle in where all the stupid pipes go between the floors so I can, you know, finish off the floors, which are huge numbers of these things. Kind of tedious, really. I'm trying to figure out where this power was going to go. I can't have it come out in the water. It has to come out in here, and it can't come out through a wall. It has to go through the wall and then into here. But I am pretty limited on where it can go because there's like the door right there. This is basically almost the end of where it can even be at. Maybe a little farther over to the side, I suppose. If I want. Like, wow, YouTube's there into... Man, Kick keeps on adding volume in the background. It's really annoying. I'm gonna watch myself on Kick and see if it's making noise. If I want. Yeah, it's working. I think. Waiting for it to get to where I currently am at, and then yeah, it's making noise. Yeah, I don't know what the question was, the "Are you there" thing was, but I'm in fact here. But am I there? Important questions. This is not even a brush, it's just garbage walls that I just quickly made. I'll have to redo them later, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna redo all this crap. Could just turn this entire wall into one of those. Maybe I do that. This wall's too short though. Damn. Why is the wall gotta be too short? Oh, you. I guess I'm redoing this wall, aren't I? I didn't realize you were still a brush. Well, if that's the case, instead of having this washroom, I could actually run that's out of here. There's no space for a staff washroom if I do that, but I'm not sure I want a staff washroom, so... Yeah, definitely an unpopular stream tonight. That's okay. Just means it'll be shorter. Might unite the brig in this area, I don't even know. I do want it to be easier to get up to the upper floors, like I don't want it to be like impossible. The problem with this door right here though is that this pipe cannot go down here. It would need to go farther out if I was going to do it. There is an argument for just simply moving this wall farther over. Like, I mean... There's no reason it can't go farther over. To be fair, this could also, I think, just match over here too, so I could just get away with that. Washrooms were never that interesting in the first place, so... It could just be a small little restroom or something like that available, or even a storage. And then I'd probably run the pipe through here to power things, not the other way around. It's possible I want to run it out through here too, and then I have to run through walls to get to power other areas, because I can get up and under places. Then I gotta redo a bunch of walls. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to redo a very few walls. Well, let's say I do this over here, and I'm gonna maybe grab this and move it over here to just act as a completed wall. Is that what I want to do? Because I mean, it might save me some effort. I think it does, which is pretty good in my book. It sorta does. I think. Migrate this over. So I can save work, that's always nice. Yeah, I have that, and I can just as easily go into this room here without that, and it fits perfect. Doesn't really match up with this that well, though. That leaves a bit of a hole if I do that. This is still a brush, right? Oh. Well, never mind then. Just move you. I don't have to worry about yet another brush. So I really don't want extras. Not if I can avoid it. Oh, that's actually a problem right there. This can't be at that area, it has to be farther over to the side because it hits the window. Huh. Well, that sucks. Problem after problem, you know? Guess I'll move this over too. That makes this too short. Oh no. I think the real strategy to do here is to move all that back. Because I really don't want to remake all that. Instead, I'm just going to split this wall into two and remake this one section. So that's farther over to the side. I think that's just a little better. There's this other way I have to remake. I mean, this wall here. This wall needs to be stretched a bit. I guess I have to remake as much stuff. I guess it's not as much as I thought. That's inside of a wall, so maybe I stick with that. Never mind. It's probably fine, actually. It is only like one little wall here that needs to be remade. Maybe it has to be remade. I think I might have gotten away with that one. These pool walls have been remade a million times over, so I don't really care about them. Sure. Yeah, half the time I push stuff into the wall anyway. This already had an extra wall. The spot could stand to be larger and I wouldn't care. Does it hit the wall? Sure. Oh yeah, that's fine. Disaster averted. Okay, fine. Not sure where all this crap's gonna go, but yeah, whatever. Kind of just barely squeaks through there, doesn't it? Not ideal. Not sure I'm gonna keep this setup knowing that. Yeah, I'll probably head out in a few minutes here. Exciting as this is to work on it like that. Usually reserve my longer streams for when there's more people about. Also, I'm trying to keep my streams a little shorter at the moment. Since I end up so unhealthy from streaming all the time. First, I'm gonna move this around. See if I can get things where I want. Definitely gonna make a new type of destroyable block, which requires me to have locked other things. This sticks in the wall now. Well, that's unfortunate. Huh? Oh, hey, the friend play. How's it going? Here's some time to see me building an engine throughout the building that shoots water and steam everywhere, so that everything looks like it makes sense. Hey, Obi-Wan Jacoby. How goes it? I didn't put a hole in this ground. Well, that's unfortunate. We're putting holes in things. It's very important that I put holes in stuff. Do not question why there must be holes in things. Preferably not inside of the wall like I've got going on here. I just moved the whole wall over, that's why it's inside of the wall at the moment. Let's use this as my yardstick. That's right, all the holes. I'll have to show you what I'm doing as soon as I move this a bit. I'll show off what has led to all these things being built. So I was working in this area here. I'll just run around and show you. That's coming pretty good. I have taken a couple of months off basically for like health reasons now. Don't have health problems, it's bad. And that time I got the layout for pretty much most of the game. Like as far as where things are going to be, more and some conceptual areas set up for them. Nothing that's super concrete yet on there. So probably seen the water lowering in these areas. That's nothing particularly new. Now this area is split apart by a hallway that lets you view things like it's basically a giant aquarium. I also have seashells you can open. Use my hat loads. Guess I haven't loaded the hat yet. I have my dev outfit. There's gonna be other outfits, it's just I don't have a way to get them yet, so it's the dev outfit until that's not the case. I'm gonna turn the music off for this. Yeah, you can lower the water a bunch of ways. I'll just lower the whole way to save time. Yeah. So you lower it a couple ways. There's actually like a little cave system that goes that way a bit, but it's also over here, which then leads to I don't have enemies in this area yet. I'll have to I have like 6 enemies for the chapter, like 6 enemy types, but yeah, that thing is really slick. I need to fix that. And now you can go through these pipes to get into this room over here, where there's probably going to be a boss. I decided I like it when you go inside all the little pipes inside of the machines and everything, so that's going to happen a lot more. So I'm working on this room here this is still concept, like concept phase. Like there's a maze above it and things, but it's, yeah, it's just stuff here to remind me to put stuff there is really what it is. Yeah, glad you like what you see. But wait, there's more, because I was like, okay, well, where's the water going? And that was the big question I started asking myself. It's like, so let's make this place actually make a little more sense, because all this water drains and goes in and everything like that, but where? I'm just gonna cheat since I have water immunity on. Wait, what am I doing? I have immunity things on it. Why am I not just flying around? I mean, as long as I'm cheating, might as well cheat like a champion. Aha, we use death on it. Still building this area. It needs to be optimized like crazy, as you can tell by the lag. It's slower also because they're underwater, but you make that water not show up there. So yeah, you have an engine down here like that where things are going, and I'm gonna build the engine over here. And I make hot areas where, you know, you need protection from heat. So this would be like inside the engine area, which you'll be able to break your way out of course. It's not letting me swim, huh? Oh, that's a glitch. Fair enough. Doesn't matter. I haven't disabled flying underwater, so I can just cheat. Yay! I'm apparently still counted as underwater somehow. That's fine, but yeah, you'll get an engine room over here. It's one of the things, but that's not the way you're supposed to go. I'm gonna go touch that water there, and that should... Okay, that should work. Very unoptimized right now. Very unoptimized. So yeah, once you get immunity to water, the plan is that you go up through the pipes. Probably not with wings on, but you know, whatever. I need to fill this area full of water that's like separate from the other water, so this way you're always in it. Now you can wander around inside this room over here. Not really inside it, you're just inside the pipe, but... Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm here to live a dream, you know? Yeah. I love what I do. It's so much fun. So I gotta make the water, like, you know, so it's just there. But then you go through this area. Okay. This area is still a bit awkward because I just made it earlier and it's not the best. You have to go slightly to the side because it is, in fact, a pipe, so it's, you know, round. And that's how you get to the pirate graveyard, where you'll actually go out and swim your way up to the boss. Well, that's the sound of one of the secret doors opening, so I was within range of it. The water's a bit buggy. And you would run into here. Of course, the boss doesn't do anything yet. I haven't got to that point yet. I mean, that's the end of chapter 2 that we're talking here, not... Not the beginning, but this is also part of the beginning of chapter 2 as well. Because it's like the first room that you enter in chapter 2. It's like you'll enter from chapter 1 up here in the safari room area into chapter 2, and then get yourself double jump, which is probably not going to be here necessarily. It might be actually, because you'd have to hit the button wherever that is. Then work your way over to a key currently here. Get down into the lower decks and then work your way into these various rooms over here in order to start lowering the water. These buttons like they're like there, and another one's like way over here. And there's a reason all my test buttons are right next to each other. It'd be a real pain. But yeah. And then I also have another cool thing I was working on. I did a lot of changes. I have lots of cool stuff. The music room now has a new toy. It always had a little piano in it, but now it has a big piano in it. Yes. The kind you can jump up and down on, like for kids, because I assume that, you know, kids would play on it, or even adults, because let's just be real here. If you saw a giant piano that you could step on to play, you would step on it 100%. You know you would. There's no world you don't step on that. It has to happen. It's just necessary in life. You can see the lag from all the geometry brushes that are going on. I gotta work on these keys so that they're not as and there is a puzzle with them, which currently is just these 5 keys in a row because I just wanted it to work. I moved temperance over here, and the way you get it's actually this, and now I have secret doors that check if you have a specific thing. And it's over here. I'll put a, you know, thing for that to be on top of or something, but and that's how you get the temperance now. Yay! I'm gonna put clues everywhere for what the music thing is, and it'll probably be more complicated. Not gonna lie, my knowledge of music stuff is pretty bad. It's pretty bad indeed. So that got changed. Let me unload all those data layers for 2 so I can show off some of the concept stuff. I think I've actually taken the game farther away from being completed by adding all this crap. You know. Load all those, buddy. Oh, I didn't load chapter 3. I just unloaded 2. It's all the concept stuff for 3. Takes a second to load it all. Put a nav mesh down. This is a fun idea that came about because people kept asking if they could run around in the city outside, and you really can't because it's so big that it wouldn't be fun. But as a compromise to these people out here, I created this room. There's gonna be a bunch of little city rooms like this too, but what we have here is a scale model of the city, or at least of the block that you're in, along with the building. I have to set up the data layers to load between the rooms better, so. Yeah. It's a level instance of the city, so if I change the city, it'll change this one too. And it spawns little cars to try to chase after you now. Just for fun. So now you get to run around the city. And have it not be the worst experience ever. And they try to drive into you. They don't have good physics at all. Like, I didn't bother with that. They're just a weird little toy. Just the back of them is the only thing I can actually hit. Can jump on the power lines. Jump on top of the building. I kind of thought about turning this into like Rampage, where you could break the buildings. Like break pieces of the buildings, and that's very possible to do. So if I do that, I'm going to want to have a different one than the one that's in the actual city. Because I don't want the actual city to be, you know, loading up destroyable meshes on every building. Like, I don't hate myself like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can do the same one with a train over in one of these rooms too, though I haven't really done much with that. Just put a concept down. I'm going to have a giant chessboard in here. Not much has been done with it yet, but it's a concept. And a boss fight against the Red Queen over here. This is going to be a different themed restaurant. I just put a restaurant here to remind myself to put a better restaurant. Can have a train running through this one. Basically, I've decided that I'm actually going to make blocks for the city for later, because I'm always going to make all my games in the same city anyway. After all, if I can keep you inside of one building for like 20 hours, then I'm pretty certain I can keep you in probably one city block for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not that long, but a long time. And then I built a giant Miss Pac-Man machine, known as Miss Popman. For a later boss fight. A level selector. Taking a moment to load, isn't it? You can tell how I've done terrible things to the FPS because I was building all that crap and it's half built. Yeah. And whenever you land on these things, you light them up instead. And you light them all up to win. Hey Lepus, how's it going? So you can have portals to the other side of it. Just like Miss Pac-Man. It's not going to play exactly like Miss Pac-Man because first of all, that's top-down. This is not a top-down. I don't even know how well this will play, but I just thought it was funny. So I was like, this will be a boss fight people will remember. A very weird boss fight. Right, I got that changed. I probably should have some sort of a noise when those are hit too. My ghost box in the center. And now I have a haunted gallery instead of the painting world because the painting world just didn't make any sense. I didn't have a story reason for why it should even exist. I was like, this is weird. And you rescue all the NPCs now and they show up in here instead. With Annie's on just being here all the time. She's going to leave little messages where she's stolen the item before you and she tries to sell it to you, I've decided. Well, basically an antagonistic relationship. I'm going to have different buildings for each of the NPCs, but just to space it out, I just put the same building over and over. So that's kind of cool, and then I guess I gotta run around it. So many changes. Yeah, she talks when you get here. Don't have double jump enabled. No. You wouldn't have double jump anyway the first time you got here. You can grab this though. I know you can. So every painting in the game is already linked to here. And of course Annie's on is just sitting here. The one of the NPCs seems kind of bugged because sometimes she spawns where she's supposed to and sometimes she doesn't. So we'll see how that goes. Hit the chat. Don't hide the chat. It's a bad plan. That's kind of cool. Rework collectibles. Now there's like keys and things on them. Shows pictures. There's no text for these yet. I don't think these even need text, to be honest. They could just be a picture of what it is. But also story shows here too. I haven't put the audio in for it yet, so it'll be a bit. The character customization doesn't work yet. I don't think I'm going to have that menu there for that. I just had it as a test thing. I think it's going to be when you go into the Poppet box. So that's cool and new. I don't think the concepts for any of the other rooms are currently in place yet on chapter 3. There's some ideas for chapter 4, though I probably won't show off too much of chapter 4 because who wants to spoil that. Plus I also need to add a wall around the outside because I moved it down a floor. I was going to make it part of chapter 4, like the part of the building there, but then I kind of got rid of it. So that concept room that's not going to look like this, but I just put things in place to remind myself of things. Or give myself ideas. This is where the engine room is, so. Building a toy making box for no apparent reason. I don't know why it exists. Somebody has to spit out all the toys. Why not a box? Do not question. More importantly, I'm building an area down here. As you can see, I moved everything down a floor, so. No exterior walls. It kind of loses the effect when there's no exterior walls. Some like concept areas down here. Sure. Just ignore that there's no wall up there. This is just purely conceptual under the building type of thing. I'm sure by the time I get to this point, like it's not even much of a spoiler because the reality is by the time I get to this, I'll change it like infinite times just like I did to every other thing. Like, I'm still making changes to chapter 1 because I thought that things weren't very good. No lights down here. So it should look like these. So lots more broken things and stuff like that down here. No levels built at all. No gameplay of any sort. I kind of like the building like underneath, by the way. Because it's so surreal. It's not going to stay like that. I'm not going to get any surreal. I didn't put any of that in there. The old workshop thingy? Nope. Not showing off any kind of boss thingies. I do have plans for the bosses down in these areas. I'm just not going to show them off yet. Even some character models. I also have some mechanics figured out for the fight before the last one. And the final room for it. But I'm not going to show that either because nobody wants spoilers like that. I actually left a bunch of space available in case I want to turn the rest of chapter 4 into this area over here. But I think it's just going to be a pathway down into this area. But that's a future me problem, not a now me problem. Now me doesn't care. Future me cares. And nobody likes future me anyway. Other than that, I switched some of the rooms around. Now the waiting room is over here, and apparently these things aren't even in the right rooms yet. There's so much optimization because I moved everything around. I swapped this room in the Hall of Records. Oh, yeah, this is the Hall of Records now. The working theory being that I didn't understand why people would send their kids through like the place where you keep all the business records and everything like that for the place. Like it made no sense. It's like, okay, well, you have to pass through a control room to get to this waiting room to play in these little toy mazes and things. Or I could put the Hall of Records over here and put all this other stuff over here instead. Yeah. Yeah. Lots of weird ideas going on. Yes, I've been hard at it. Oh, I didn't put a nav mesh down. Oh, I guess I did. Jump up. No! Don't get it! No! Apparently she can't get me there. Nah. Or block the views again. Silly me. Come on. Sad his room got changed to the other one there. Lots more floaty stuff in this room now. Oh no, I'm so bad at Metal Gear. The lag does not help. I might give her more smoke because I think this room could use more smoke so it's like creepier. Yeah, those kind of get moved around a bunch. As such, the room is not really there yet. Okay, that is hard to hit. I don't recall it being that hard to hit. Yeah, that's a lot of the changes. The map got upgraded, the leveling system got better panned out. Like, you know, I had a concept and then I took a bunch of time off, but during that time off I still kind of worked on things. It's like to point out that Unreal Engine is just stripping balls over here with its little message window. It was just doing weird things. It brought that up, not me. I was like, okay, cool. But why? Yeah, that's kind of about where things are. Changes have been made. I'm gonna give Charlotte some help here. Like, hear me out. This room should not be all bright like that. It's just, it's not good. This is the waiting room. Nice. Is anything still in this one? I think it is. Yeah. I have to add all this to the Hall of Records because this is all stuff you could see from the waiting room. But I swapped the two and I kept this thing around just so I could do this swap right now. I could delete it later and never worry about it. Yep, and those two aren't loaded there, and those things are loaded in that one as well, so it shouldn't be a big deal. else is loaded? Oh no, I've loaded every room. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm busy redesigning these 2 rooms because they were different sizes. And I don't want you encountering Charlotte immediately. I want you to encounter her after you fought Patrick. So basically about an hour into the game, you encounter Charlotte the first time. I'm not even sure I want her in those rooms, to be honest. I almost kind of don't want her in those rooms because I kind of want her to be just like special to the boss fights. There's already like 4 encounters with her anyway. After all, the invincible ghost girl has to get some mileage. There's no mileage with her, but what am I doing with my time? Is my internet having problems in the background here? Yeah, it feels like it is. Oh, I'm also up to 150 wish lists. Slowly but surely the game will be successful. It's just going to take me telling every man, woman, and child on the planet 100 times about it. Yes. Yes. I kind of want to just make these not sticking out. I want the building to seem usable. That is kind of a thing that I think about as I'm building. It's like, you know, how would people use this? Because if it's just built like it's some bizarre, you know, nonsensical thing, then it won't seem very realistic. You won't buy that it's a place that that people would actually use. And I don't want that. That's no fun. As long as I keep this bookshelf here, you can't get through and you'll have to go around, which was the goal. Well, thanks for the follow, that milk box. How's it going? You're just in time to see me build an entire fictional world just so dolls can run around it. There you go. Try to apply some logic to that. Yeah, about the logic sometimes. I kind of want to hide this somewhere more complicated than where it's at, but I guess if I put some blocks here or something so you can magician block up to here, that's enough. Can you jump to this? I should probably check this. It's pretty important. I have a very scatterbrained approach to whatever I'm working on at this point. It's like, do I have a good idea? Okay, I'll do that right now. That's what's happened. No, I didn't remove these. Or the Charlotte smokes. Huh. Well, I don't want... I don't want Hierophant-based items here, because you don't have the Hierophant at this point. Well, I could leave them just floating around anyway. They'd be confusing to people for certain. Otherwise, I need probably about 2 blocks to get that high. So if I just hide blocks around there. Come here for a second. You are most certainly too far away. Oh, damn. I was hoping. I might be able to make it with just the 1 block. Yes. In the box you go. Wait for a second. This is awkward to carry this up here. Why am I not gaining sanity while in there? I buy a light. This thing is a literal light. What's an easy way to carry this up? I'm definitely not going to leave her just sitting in here. It's too weird. Okay, this is not that hard of a jump. It's really not. I know I make it look hard, but it's really not a hard jump. I do it all the time. Why can't you open? Oh, it's hitting the wall here. Oh. Ah, whatever. I got to move a bunch of things. I'll just do it now and then I'll run a test. Curse you, physics, for being logical about me being unable to open the door through a pipe. It's so laggy. I need to optimize stat. But you can't optimize stuff that haven't been built yet. It's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of all this smoke crap. I don't think this needs to be in here. There is stuff I want to put in here though. After all, you just got the magician power 2 rooms before this? So it would make sense that, you know, I make you make use of this thing, because by this point you have access to basically that and the Fool, and then you get the Empress like a couple rooms later. So I'm okay with putting Empress puzzles here. Give you some rooms to use the Empress in, and then I start making it less common. This cube's just living its best life, huh? Here. Okay. There aren't any real lights in this room, are there? Yeah, sure, there are a couple. Spawn array. Give it a few blocks and a few spawn points here. Maybe not that far down. My couch is floating. Fantastic. Let's put it over here. Sure. And you. I've made so many systems so long ago, it's just like, how handy. I guess I could put it up on top of these. It might be kind of annoying to get them, but I kind of want it to be a little annoying, like just a bit. I can't leave the kid gloves on forever, right? I'm allowing you to enter this room before you go to the safari room, even though you'll have to come back to this room anyway. Sure, grab this, and then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to add it to the thingy as well. Doesn't need it. If I don't include a light, then I can just put them directly in, right? I think. You. Movable light cube. Sure, we'll put a movable light cube down here somewhere just so you can play with it. So that you're not without some ability to gain sanity back in this room. Nice. This is just a terrible location for this. There's no world you would ever put that there. Some of this music is weird. These are all the things that I got off Humble Bundle that I might use in a game someday, probably. Actually, it's possible. And not too bad here because the internet is not stable here at work. Oh, that sucks. But at least you have water and power, right? I mean, you know, it's there. It seems like there's always something going on around there. Fortunately. This is called the Hollow Records, so. Alright. See if this helps. I changed the music out for here too. Probably to the other version. Oh, I made a mistake of not putting that the rest of the way over. That was dumb. Move the couch and didn't do that. Let me fix that real quick. Real quick, see like. Guess one power. It seems they managed to solve the power problem. Nice. That's something. It sounded awful before that. Huh. Oh my gosh. One step closer to the day when the power never cuts out around there. Oh, if I put cubes here, you can get your way up to here. I guess it's... Oh, that's such an unfortunate... That puzzle just is not going to work, however I do it. Can you just throw this up there? Like, if I get onto one of these lower doors, grab this, can I throw it all the way up? Can it not hit me and let me into here? Like, if I jump onto here and then jump up... What would help if I didn't hit the thing off there? No, it's too close. You'd have to drop it. Yeah, carrying one of these up here is really hard. Because you can't activate the shelves while you're carrying it. I don't think I've ever tried to do this, and I don't want to, given how much of a pain it is. Ugh. And it gets caught on that too, so I have to pull this up like this and then grab this. I guess it's its own puzzle. It does take a lot of effort. I set it on the handle, by the way, if you're curious why it's sitting there. It's just sitting on top of the handle of the thing. I mean, you can get it up there. It's just hard. I did get it up there, though. Let's just say I can get it up. Oh, yeah. Apparently, I can't grab that ledge, though. I should be able to. The lag from all those other things being in the game that are really making it hard to do these jumps. I could probably do this. I could probably cheat like this. No, it doesn't sit on the thing. I was like, if it just sat on top of this, can I do that? Not really. It seems to slide off. Maybe. Can I grab? Choose my own puzzle. Like a champion. I mean, that was a lot of work. So that's not the worst. I didn't need that many blocks to do it. Just the one would have been fine. Or I could have done... Can I grab from here? Yeah, I could have just grabbed that. I could leave, wait for a second. Do not fall off the ledge. I could just accept that this is not a pathway anymore. And if I do that, I can make this room make a lot more sense. And then I can just have a secret out here or something, I guess. Oh, apparently a big secret. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? Well, that's not okay at all. That would let you just bypass Patrick's room? Okay, well, glad I found that. You just cheat the whole game. No problem. Imagine playing fairly in your game. That's weird. Who does that? I just need to make this like wider. As long as this is wider, it wouldn't make a difference. I can just like 1 and 1. Number lock. It gets a big old fat pipe. I do want you to go outside, but I don't want you to go around the entire building. You gotta earn that. Well, if I don't want to make this a pathway, or I guess I could leave it as an alternate path. Because the option is to grab blocks and then get your way up here. Fine. Or to take the couch route out, which was the original intended method. Why do you seem like you're too small and that they will be able to bypass you? I just have this sneaking suspicion. Poppet is very small. You might think she's not, but it's weird how she can get through basically anywhere. She really is quite tiny. I don't really want it inside there. I want it to be visible enough. I guess there's no penalty in that. I kind of want a way where you can bounce off this and get up onto these and get something out of the deal. Like a faster way up, but I guess I need a shelf would be about how I could reach that way. Get rid of this nav because I don't want to calculate every time. I could put a shelf over there. It is one other additional way to go. I think tomorrow will be all about optimizations. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna stream today, probably, but I'm trying to cap it at 4-hour streams just because I seem to get less healthy the longer I sit here, so it's not in my best interest to stream longer than that. Actually, they're fine where they're at, because where they're at's not under here. Now you can get onto this, get to this, jump on this, go over here, and then that gets you over here, but there's nothing to grab from there. But then you can jump to this over there and get a block from there. I'll just run it real fast, see how it goes. Oh, clicked off of the. Gotta enable this. Yay! There's a block right there. I'll see them when they're not floating in the air. Might have been able to grab that one, but I can grab this one. Actually, one of the things I could do is I could jump to that one and then not use the lamp. I could do this. Oops. Oh no. I mean, sometimes you just solve the puzzle this way. You don't even need the Empress. You just get that. Nope, you still need the Empress, actually. Fun fact, you apparently do still need it. But do you, though? Do you really? Because I kind of get the feeling you don't. I kind of get the feeling I can do this. And cheat my own puzzle. In case I wanted early. Haha! You can cheat the puzzle. So technically you'd be able to get it before you got the Empress, which just means you could get a level faster, that's all. I don't even hate that, actually. I think I like the idea of optional extras. Because now I have a whole pathway up there. You could use the shelves to get up if you want. Like, there's lots of ways to go up in this. And I think that's probably fine. There's still going to be enemies to fight, of course, but... Overall, I think it's better than it originally was. It's still not great. Like, it's still missing something. If I don't have this here, you can actually just bounce from this onto the table, I imagine. It also feels like the room's kind of empty without something in this spot. But it's really weird that it's here, right? I don't really want a chair here because chairs are just a straight up ladder. I guess there could be a chair though. It would make sense if there was, like, you know, tables to kind of read things at in here. Like a bunch of bookshelves. I mean, a bunch of drawers full of all the record thingies. I'll have to look for, like, more weird accounting things or something to be in this room. It wouldn't be here because the door would like open right on you and that'd be weird. I could just accept that you're allowed to go up and down on this and not make you do that. The only way up to it is this currently. If there were a shelf here, you could probably jump. I don't think I want that. I want you to have to earn your way up to it. I always have this debate in my head on whether or not I think it's okay to bypass something or not. Like, I mean, if I want something where there's obviously a way you can get around the requirement versus something where I want the requirement to be a hard requirement. It helped if the chair loaded too, by the way. Actually, no, I can stay in the control because it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna... Oh, I misclicked. It's gonna have to be added anyway, so you can see it from the control room. So this whole room's probably gonna have to be added that way. That's why I have to do the data layers. I have to find everything that's visible when you open a door and load those into both data layers. So this way it looks like nothing is, you don't see the pop in. But I only do that later because I don't want to have to continuously add and remove things if I decided to change a room around. Which I've done a bunch, and it's added a lot of extra work I didn't need. Oh. The plan here is to test how far I can jump off this. I'm pretty certain I can make it. Be surprised if I couldn't. Oh, I actually have to equip this. Oh. I guess it doesn't really matter if I can make it, to be honest. Because there's a chair right there. I can make it to the chair. But you could just use the chair to get up, so it's not like it gains anything. It's just an extra way to jump out and kind of fun to bounce on. That's pretty much about it. Is there any way I can cheese my way up onto these, or do I have to actually have a thingy? It might be. Cheese, maybe? It might be possible, but it's pretty tough. Eh. You. What is the Z on each of these? So I don't gotta play a guessing game of which the Z is supposed to be on these ones? If I put this farther back, then you have to actually go and grab it and throw it over, which I think is a lot better. I might just give the magician the ability to throw perpetually and not require you to gain any levels to do it. I'll give you this one. I'll let you throw from that distance if you want. They're still floating, huh? That sucks. Guess the other one's floating that room too, huh? Man. Well, that one's actually pretty good. On time. Probably want to start looking to raid out pretty soon. I have other work I have to do anyway. I'm gonna stream more often though, because I don't stream enough. Find someone who's like new or something and raid them or something, because I people with already 1 million people watching them that don't really need the additional raid. Let's see if I can find someone interesting. I don't know, I'll figure that out in a second, but so yeah, that'll probably be about it for today. I'll swing by tomorrow and everything and probably give me another 3-4 hours. I'm trying to do like 3-4 hours a day and just do it a bunch of days as opposed to like 8 to 10, 12 hours. I seem to be having health problems the longer I sit hunched over at a desk. But yeah, so anyway, if you like with all the games called Poppet Quest, wishlist it, join the Discord, or don't. Thanks for watching. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow, probably similar time. It's all weird. Goodbye, people on YouTube and Kick. Bye bye, people on YouTube and Kick. I can't talk now. Bye, people on YouTube and Kick. And then I'll raid out with the Twitch people. So, thanks for watching. And that one.